Hello everyone, ohoro wanyu, como está, guten tag, habari zenu, konnichiwa, and all the other greetings. It is Kenyan Hippie back with a new video. If you just came across my channel or my video for the first time, hello, welcome, karibu. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much. I have noticed y'all do not watch. I don't know why you don't get my videos, but my analytics. Most people watch my videos are not my subscribers, so you guys do better. Okay, I do appreciate the love though. Today I'm going to be talking about something that just happened recently, technically a week ago almost, regarding the H-1B visa. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts as not just an American citizen, but also as a dual citizen, as a Kenyan immigrant, and as someone who voted for Trump. For those who don't know, I am from Kenya. I moved to America 12 years ago under Obama. I have a bone to pick with him, but we'll talk about that later. And I voted for President Trump twice. Why? Hugely in part because of his America First vision, putting America's interests first. Today I want to talk about the most recent update regarding H-1B visas, and specifically the new 100,000 visa fee.
Oh, what? Wait! Huh? Girl.
For new visa applications. Yo, this man is not playing. Where? Hey, yeah, he brought it and he brought it. I was curious because I came on a different kind of visa, both immigrant visa. Now the work visa is not an immigrant visa, it's a non-immigrant visa. It's on the same level as the tourist visa and the business visa. Mine was an immigrant visa, meaning permanent residency. Now, I went and looked up how much the work visa used to cost. Yeah, my guy went and did times 1,000%. It's crazy, but I see where he's coming from. Outside of that, I'm also making this as someone who is self-employed, and how the hiring practices overseas, especially to countries like the Philippines, affect American workers. On September 21st, 2025, President Trump announced a new 100,000 visa fee on new H-1B visa applications.
What?
This fee does not, of course, apply to people who are already here or who've already begun the process. This H-1B visa program has been very crucial in allowing skilled workers from outside the US to work legally in the United States, especially in technology and finance sectors. I also know someone from Kenya who's a nurse, and she went through the same program. This was years back. The purpose of this fee, as you could guess, is to discourage companies, American companies, from misusing the system and bringing in cheaper foreign labor, and instead to incentivize them to hire American workers. This change aligns very much with Trump's policy, America First, which aims to prioritize American workers and protect them from wage suppression. Now here I kind of disagree, because I know that those who are flown here, even if they come from Kenya or wherever they come from, they are paid minimum wage at the minimum level. So if they were going to pay an American $25 an hour, they're going to pay this person $25 an hour. So I don't know where this concept of cheaper labor comes from. I don't know if it's the illegals, probably, because there seems to be a lot of misinformation out there about how illegals are paid versus legal immigrants. Because when you're a legal immigrant, like myself, before I became a citizen, every document where I applied for work asked, are you legally allowed to work in the US? To which I said yes, because I had a green card. However, technically all illegals are not supposed to be here, so they're not supposed to work here. So they will work under the table, meaning not on paper, so they can get cheaper wages that are not taxed or recorded, if you can catch my drift. So it's important to make that distinction. As an American citizen, and most importantly as an immigrant who has experienced America's promise and has worked here for a while, I see this as a very positive move to balance out the interests of native-born workers and foreign skilled workers. It ensures the program is not exploited and that companies focus on truly exceptional talent, because if you're gonna pay $100K to fly someone here to work, they better be the creme de la creme. I do have a brother My brother works in Germany. This German company wanted him so badly to work in the country. They took care of everything. So he went there on a work visa. Now he's on his way to becoming a permanent resident. But initially he worked with this company from Kenya. He was still based in Kenya. It was a remote job opportunity, but they liked his work so much because he's so skilled. He had to turn Microsoft down for an interview. So that's what I'm saying, the creme de la creme, it'll be worth it to bring them here. And those companies will not hesitate to pay the 100K for this person who's going to take your company to the next level. So I think it plays out. It's a lot of money.
You're fired.
But my guy knows what he's doing, so, So why does this matter to me as a Kenyan immigrant? I came to America seeking opportunity and hard work, supporting the idea that America should prioritize its citizens. Supporting this policy obviously means giving Americans a fair chance at work opportunities and also recognizing immigrants who contribute to society. Now, the next challenge I want to challenge President Trump on is outsourcing of jobs abroad. That hits very close to home, and I'll tell you why. The job landscape challenge should not end at H-1B visas. Why? As I said, I work virtually. I'm self-employed. I have seen firsthand how many companies, American-based companies, including entrepreneurs and phone-based providers, you all know what I'm talking about. Verizon, you talk to an Indian guy in India instead of an American in America. You catch my drift.
So a few days ago, I posted how the corporate company that I'm working for is essentially taking my job and giving it to people overseas. And in our instance, it's specifically India to save some money. What made it worse is they want us to train the employees that are taking our jobs. And I was like, no. So we had a meeting yesterday because everyone in the department's really pushing back on it. And to just go over like what it would look like. And, I was like, yeah, still not doing it. What was funny to me, though, is that I guess they have been training on different aspects for a little while, and it's not going well. And I'm like, shocker.
They prefer to outsource jobs to countries like the Philippines to save money. This outsourcing, what is the impact? It significantly undermines American workers because it takes away job opportunities that could have been filled domestically. I'll give an example. My rate goes anywhere from $22 to $27 an hour. An entrepreneur wants to save money, right? They're running a business, a local business in America, whatever state. They would rather pay a virtual assistant in the Philippines $5 an hour to do the same work. What does that do to American freelancers? They're cut short. That's what I'm talking about. So while the visa reform is a positive step in the right direction, we also need to address hiring foreign companies and foreign workers outside the US who provide virtual services. Verizon, I'm looking at you. AT&T, I'm looking at you. And a lot of entrepreneurs. Hiring from overseas, like I said, results in fewer jobs for American workers and a loss for economic growth here at home. It's vital for policies and business practices to encourage companies to also prioritize American workers before they look abroad. Working as a freelancer, I can absolutely get why companies look for sources offshore. I get why they hire offshore to save costs. However, again, this trend is working American workers because it's undermining the work available and the job opportunities that should technically be going to them. They're just as qualified. And they're also suppressing wages for remote roles because, again, if I have to compete with someone in the Philippines whose cost of living is much lower than mine, then I have to reduce my rate. However, I need to charge my rate because, again, the cost of living is higher here. If we really want to put America first, in my opinion, we must find ways to encourage hiring on this side of the country. Offer incentives for training American talent and reduce reliance on overseas virtual workers. And again, this is also a part of a bigger conversation about protecting American jobs in every sector, not just the visas. I definitely applaud President Trump in taking this big positive step. I think it's huge for prioritizing American workers while still recognizing the need for high-skilled immigrant labor. However, the next step should be tackling this outsourcing of work to foreign companies or foreign people into hiring American workers first, whether in person or remotely. Let me know your thoughts on this. Like I said, I have a very unique perspective because I am not only a Kenyan immigrant, a skilled Kenyan immigrant, because I did go to university in Kenya, but then also as someone who is working and has worked self-employed in this country for over 7 years. It's very important to keep American jobs in America, because again, if I have to compete with someone in the Philippines and then I talk to someone, they say, oh yeah, so I had someone in the Philippines, and I know exactly immediately it's just cheaper for them. It makes sense in a business sense. However, it's undermining a lot of my work and other freelancers based in America. Let me know how you feel about this visa fee increment. It's fairly high, but I was like, you know what, it is what it is. If a company goes ahead and still hires someone from abroad, then you know this person is the ish, they are the shiznit, because they have to be worthwhile. It is not easy to hire a foreign worker because the visa process is long and now it's very expensive. Even before this happened, it was still a pain to do it. But I believe it's a step in the right direction, again, because companies are going to want to hire Americans. I'm sure someone here is qualified, but if you want to go ahead and hire someone from abroad, be my guest, pay the money. You know what I'm saying? But I think, again, a huge part that needs to be really looked at is the hiring of foreign workers virtually, remotely, by American companies and entrepreneurs. That one has to be tackled somehow. I don't know how. I guess we'll wait and see. Someone should hire me. Someone in the White House. Hey, President Trump, hook your girl up, you know. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. How do you feel about this? Are you someone who works in the finance sector, accounting sector, the virtual world, and this has affected you somehow? Let me know in the comment section. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you all so much. See you in the next video. Kenyan Hippie out.